We'll be back with more of the Catching Pen in just a moment. And as we go to the break, Hilton Donaldson profiles Irish broadcaster Sarina O'Day, one of the world's only female race callers.
Up on Perfect Fancy, 2 away Penthouse, and then came Grey Wings Doll to the turn.
The 2011 Adelaide Cup will be remembered for not only the outstanding win of the new star on the horizon, Kilty Lad, but also for the appearance of one of the world's only female race callers, Irish broadcaster Sarina O'Day. With an invitation from Greyhound South Australia on the table, O'Day jumped at the chance to be an ambassador for the Cup Carnival and left a freezing European winter behind for the warmth of Australia's summer. Even with greyhound racing playing a big part in Sarina's life, race calling wasn't a career she'd contemplated as a young girl growing up in Ireland until 2000, when she was literally thrown in at the deep end.
It never even dawned on me. I remember when I first applied for the job as a continuity announcer, I didn't actually ever even believe it would develop into race calling. But now that I'm doing it, I ain't stopping.
Well, how did it come about?
I was one evening in the commentary box doing the continuity announcing. Talking about the dogs, about the betting, and literally, and this is exactly what happened. The hair was moving, the commentator, race caller hadn't turned up, and I got a call saying, "You're commentating." And that was it. And I've said this before, and people are probably bored with this now, but once the traps opened, at least my mouth did, and I was lucky. You know, it worked out, and it was fine. It was fine. I was comfortable because I knew the dogs, and I was comfortable about it, but it was a bit of a shock.
Away they go, they're out and racing here in the final of the Laurels. 3 is Smart from the centre. It's Tara Giovanni on the inside with 4 and 6, and 3 goes wide and 5 as well, and there's a Shamazel at the first bend. It's 7 Heads Bay who takes them down the back straight, heading for the third bend. It's 7 Heads Bay from 6, Born a Best, and 4 is there as well on the inside. It's anyone's final as they turn for home. It's 7 Heads Bay holding firmly to his lead. From 6 and 4 behind, they turn up for the judges. 7 Heads Bay is going to take the Laurels and has done for Butlerstown. 1, 4 and 6 at the finish.
With many differences between Irish and Australian greyhound racing, there's one major difference that really stands out for O'Day as a race caller.
Colours of the rugs, or sheets as we call them, definitely that would be the difference. It's very difficult that, you know, you could pick up at home, we'd say number 4 would be a 7 here in colour. Your number 2 is striped, or number 6 is striped, so it was great fun at the first bend actually.
And another big difference in Ireland is the positioning of the lure.
Our lure is actually a sunken hair rail, which is a windsock as well, by the way. So it's fun when it breaks down and they're all looking to see where it's gone. So it just collapses when it breaks down or anything happens like that. So it's an actual windsock on an embedded rail on the outside.
Is greyhound racing in your blood?
Absolutely, absolutely. My father trained greyhounds for 60 years, believe it or not. He retired 4 years ago at the age of 76. He trained his first greyhound as a licensed trainer when he was 16, and we were one of those families that were out at 5 in the morning down the golf course galloping the dogs. So yes, definitely.
Having experienced the sensational Cup win of Kilty Lad firsthand, how would he rate against the best in Ireland?
I always wonder, is it possible to compare greyhounds from one country or one environment to another, different tracks, different things? I mean, Kilty ran a super race. It's hard to imagine that he wouldn't, you know, absolutely thrive and win all around him if he were in Ireland. He probably would. I mean, he ran a fantastic race. But, you know, how do you compare like with like? Who knows, you know? I presume obviously he'd be an open class dog the same, you know, in Ireland, but I wonder, you know, if we brought the Irish dogs here and likewise the Australian dogs home, who knows?